Yo, what's up guys? It is literally almost time for E3 and it is crazy. It really just feels like Smash came out in December and now we're already almost halfway through 2019. June is right around the corner and all of the hottest gaming news after that. And I've got to talk about what I want to see for E3 in a video. I've got a list of 10 things which I've divided into two subcategories of major cares and minor cares. Basically things that are super hype and important to me and I could talk about for a long time, and then 3 smaller things that I'm interested in, but not as devoted to. That all said, this is my personal list of wants and hopes, and probably isn't reflective of yours in a 100% way, yet there may be some overlap here and there. That all said, let's get into it. Smash Ultimate is one of the best games to ever exist. The roster is massive and pretty much has all of your favorite gaming characters there ready to play and pit against one another. While there are a few flaws with the game, like the online global Smash power, the game is incredibly fun, and a ton of the characters have me super hyped for its release. Notably, King K. Rool, a really important character from my childhood as a Donkey Kong fan. Another important set of characters from my childhood are Banjo and Kazooie. I've talked about Banjo before, primarily around when the banner leak was happening, but Banjo was one of my earliest games. I was super young when my family had a Nintendo 64, but I can distinctly remember playing Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong 64, and Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo would be really hyped for me, but he isn't the only character that I want, and doesn't have to be at E3. This section is dedicated to Smash Ultimate DLC, and I know we'll probably get a character at E3, and obviously I hope it's a character that I like and care about. A lot of people have speculated and leaked that Erdrick from Dragon Quest could get in and be the second fighter. I do not want that whatsoever. I don't care about Erdrick, and I don't care about Dragon Quest. What I do care about though is Porky. I've been a supporter of Porky for Smash since before Ultimate even came out. My brother made a whole video about it and got me into the scene, and I am 100% in there. The scene is looking really up for Porky, and my brother is going to make another video here on the channel as well about why Porky could really happen. But basically, the quick and easy is that Sakurai signed a Mother 3 banner really recently, and there's a potential leaked image from a trailer with Ness in it, and it looks like Gygus and Porky are right there. And dude, Porky is looking definitely up, so he could definitely happen. And as well, there's the codename Brave, which you guys have probably heard about if you've been thinking about Smash DLC speculation. And Brave is the codename for the second character after Joker. And while this could be Erdrick from Dragon Quest, I really hope that Brave is Artorias from Dark Souls. And you might think it sounds like that is crazy, and I haven't even talked about Artorias in depth in a video. But if you're familiar with Papagino's and his Google theory, you may have heard about Artorias being likely for Smash Bros. And that is awesome because I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls is one of my favorite games, and Artorias could fit Brave's description. Obviously, he's quote-unquote brave for going into the abyss, and then it was said that Brave is about Mario's height. And then because Artorias, even though he's a really tall guy, he is kind of hunchback and limping, so he could be your average heighted fighter, even though he's taller than what he is. Kind of like how Ridley is, because Ridley's really big, but he's kind of hunchback, and Artorias could be the same way. This is all crazy. There's a lot to talk about, think about. But all this said, I really have no idea who we're actually getting. Like I said, I hope it's a character that I can react to, like Etika, and be screaming and be hyped, and not someone like Joker that I have like literally no idea who it is, and have to do my own research. I'm a massive fan of strategy games, and Civilization is a series from my childhood. I spent so many days as a kid playing through Civilization 2 and 3 on the family computer. Civilization 6 is on the Switch, and I have over 100 hours in it, and I think it's my second most played game after Smash Ultimate, and just like a few hours before Tropical Freeze. It's great, but the Switch version of Civ 6 is lacking. It's lacking civilizations and features from the standard version on Steam, and that's mainly the Rise and Fall DLC, and I think the Rise and Fall DLC would be really hype and great for the Switch, and me personally, it'd be awesome. Well, I don't think that like a DLC for a small game that's like not a Nintendo game would get like a massive spotlight in the Nintendo Direct presentation. If they are adding like more stuff from like other companies on the Switch, and they add this small detail of the Rise and Fall DLC for Civ 6 Switch, and it's in the Direct, that would get me really hyped. And then, you know, Scotland's got golf courses in it, so bring on the golf courses. I'm also a massive fan of Halo. That's right, this isn't an all Nintendo-centric list, and I'm hyped to see what Microsoft shows off and reveals for Halo Infinite at E3. I'm really glad that this game is returning to the classic art style of Halo, as I pretty much despise Halo 5. I really like Halo 4, and I totally appreciate 343 Industries for taking on Halo and making the new games, but personally just Halo 5's gameplay, story, and everything about it really turned me off. However, I am a major fan of the series, and I've done like every Halo game on Legendary with my brother and friends, and I like played all of them. I have so many countless hours. It was pretty much a big part of my life, and it's a really awesome and engaging sci-fi series. And Halo Infinite looks really cool. Like the trailer that they showed, and I'm playing in the background right now, is just really cool, really hype, and I really hope we get to see some gameplay and some plot details for sure, because Halo Infinite has definitely got my name on it. Switch Online is completely boring, outside of being essentially required to play Smash, and then also to play Mario Maker 2 when it comes out. Switch Online is really lame and really pointless. The online NES game library is a joke and just sucks ass. Like, who the fuck wants to play NES Tennis and Donkey Kong Jr. Arcade in 2019? Nobody. What we need is SNES games, because SNES games are amazing. They clearly run on the Switch, given Super Castlevania 4 is part of the Castlevania collection on the system. And there was a rumor back in February that SNES games are coming to the Switch. We need these so I can play Super Mario World in my fucking bed. I literally have a SNES console. Like, I'm not just saying I want SNES games because I don't have access to play them. I have a SNES, and I have the Donkey Kong Country games on my SNES. And the Donkey Kong Country games are my childhood. But the ability to play Donkey Kong Country in the bed, in the car, on a Switch would be fucking amazing, and you can't deny that. Like, there are so many great SNES games. You got like the SNES Mario Kart. Just name a SNES game, it'd be awesome to play in bed or in the car. But I'm personally just hoping that they have DKC 2 and DKC 3 and not just DKC 1, because I really hate it when Nintendo only thinks that the first game in a series of theirs is worth re-releasing. Re-release all of them.
Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load.
Well, a man can hope. If Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country were my childhood, then Mother 3 is my adulthood. I literally knew nothing about the game until last year. When Smash Bros. Came out and I was a kid, I saw Lucas and I was like, who the fuck is this? But now I totally understand. I played Mother 3 last year after my brother got me into it, and after he started thinking about Porky could happen in Smash, way before everyone else really did. And he's a big Mother 3 fan, and he let me play the game on the Game Boy as the fan cartridge of it. And I know everyone in the comments is just gonna be like, you could just play Mother 3 or the fan translation on an emulator if you have the cartridge, just play it, you already have it. And yeah, I've already played it, it's great. But Mother 3 is a phenomenal game, it's a great game, and it deserves a proper release here in the West so everyone can enjoy it. I think it's a game that everyone should definitely play. Like, it's super impactful, it's super dark, it's super funny, and it's an all-around wonderful, fun, and touching game. It needs a release. And if Porky and Smash does happen, you know I'm already going to be screaming. But Mother 3's localization could be even more likely if that happened. So let's hope that Doug Bowser does what Reggie couldn't do, or what Reggie didn't do. I don't know. Maybe he could have done it. I don't know. But Mother 3 probably won't happen, but if it does happen, I'm going to be really happy. I really hope that the completely plural S in extra game styles isn't a fluke and a marketing disaster, and that another game style is actually happening for Mario Maker 2. I don't really care what the style is, because any new style is indeed hype and will be fun to play around with. Naturally, I'd really do want it to be the Galaxy style that I discussed in my video on that topic. Super Mario Bros. 2 is something a lot of people say that will happen, and it probably could happen, but I honestly find that Doki Doki Panic is really boring. I have it on the Wii Virtual Console, and I've played it on Switch Online, and it's just never fun for me to play. Like Super Mario Bros. 3 or even the original Mario Bros. Are just way more fun to play, and they perform more like traditional Mario. But because Mario 2 is so different, it's not fun for me because it's so different, but because it's so different, it actually could work in extra game styles because, as the Direct told us, extra game styles are very different from the other ones. That said, I hope that Mario Maker 2 also adds new enemies, such as Rexes or Torpedo Teds, because the lack of new enemies in the Direct was kind of disappointing. I have a whole video on this topic because this is something I've wanted forever. I'm actually going to link it, and it's an older video, so I don't have the same style of editing that I do now, but all of my points in the video are still relevant. Donkey Kong Country is my favorite franchise, and Tropical Freeze is such a phenomenal game. I believe wholeheartedly in Retro Studios as a developer, like they really have my trust. And after K. Rool came back for Smash Ultimate, I've been craving a third Donkey Kong game from Retro Studios. Like I really want them to make their DKC series a trilogy, a complete trilogy. My biggest fear is that this is not going to happen because Retro is now working on Metroid Prime 4 because, you know, the other developers couldn't do it and now they need to bring in Retro to do it because they know how to do it. They know how to do things right. So they're going to Metroid Prime 4. That only started at the start of this year. And I've said this before and speculated about this a bunch, but like, what have they been working on since 2014 when Tropical Freeze was originally released? Like, they're a whole developer studio with like probably a bunch of people there, and they have not been sitting around doing nothing since 2014 until they picked up Metroid Prime 4. They've had to be doing something, and I think we're probably going to see it at E3, and I really, really, really hope that it's Donkey Kong Country 3 or whatever it is called, just the third installment for their trilogy. If it has new animal buddies or even returning ones like Ungard, if it has K. Rool, if it has that sexy composer David Wise, I'm going to be screaming. Alright, now we're in the minor cares, and this is the stuff I'm not as interested in. So Pokemon, I really like Pokemon, and I'm interested on Sword and Shield. It looks really cool, like the aesthetics, the trailer, it got me pretty hyped. So I'm super interested, but I'm not completely sold, as the newer Pokemon games I just don't think are as good as the older ones. And I don't think I'm saying that as out of nostalgia, like how some people might think I am. Because if I say something like the newer games are easier, it's because they're actually easier, and it's not just because I'm older and smarter than when I was a kid playing the older games. Because I play through some of the older games nowadays at the same, I guess, intelligence level or whatever. And the old Pokemon games, such as like Emerald, Platinum, Black and White 2, all that sort of stuff, like pretty much before Gen 6. I can play them nowadays, and I still have to use strategy, and they're still kind of hard, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be completely brainless, but I feel like in Gen 6 and Gen 7, you could be completely brainless, and just, you would not have a hard time whatsoever. But that said, I do like some of the stuff to come out of X and Y and Sun and Moon, but overall, I feel like the series isn't as hype anymore, and I don't know, like, some people really still like Pokemon, but I feel like a lot of people think that Pokemon is kind of declining. But I hope that Sword and Shield changes that with some spicy plot and some difficulty. And from E3, if they do have anything Pokemon there, I really want to see what the plot is. Like, I'm really interested to see what the plot is and hope it's really good. And also, don't let that Fire Bunny evolve into Big Chungus. I really like the Luigi's Mansion series. It's not my favorite, but it is awesome. Luigi is clearly better as Mario as a character. Indisputable fact right there. So I'm really hyped to see his solo outing and his own game, and we can see him be a hero yet again. And what I've seen so far of Luigi's Mansion 3 and the short trailer we do have is really good and interesting. And I mean, it's just undeniable that it will be at E3 because it's coming out really soon. So there isn't much to worry about. I just hope that we see some spicy plot details. Like I said, it's like something minor I care about, so I care about it, but it's not like up on the list like Donkey Kong or Mother 3. And then finally, Mario Kart stuff. I'm not a fan of Mario Kart Tour. That's the new mobile game, and I think it looks like a shitty mobile game. Like with all these microtransactions and just mobile game nastiness. I'm not a fan of the mobile game genre whatsoever, regardless of what the game actually is. However, I do like Mario Kart. It's like literally one of the best gaming series ever. Super fun to get into, super fun to master. And I really hope that Mario Kart 8 gets some DLC, because playing on the same tracks over and over again ain't gonna cut it. And if there is no new Mario Kart, I'm literally gonna get one of those homebrew Wiis and play the custom Mario Kart Wii tracks, because that shit looks really fun, and I've been wanting to do that forever. And Nintendo is gonna, not have me playing Mario Kart Tour, but have me playing that if we don't get any new maps soon. So Mario Kart 8 either needs some DLC, or we're gonna need some Mario Kart 9. I don't even know if we're gonna get Mario Kart 9, because it looks like they're really trying to capitalize on the Mario Kart franchise through mobile, and I think that sucks. And I'm just saying that if they were to ever do a Mario Kart Ultimate, kind of like Smash, but have like every track ever and every racer ever, that'd be pretty sweet. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably going to do some reactions on the various E3 presentations from various developers when they do happen in June. Again, this is my personal list, so no, I did not forget Animal Crossing or a Zelda game. I'm just not as interested in those as what I've listed in this video. But let me know what you care about and why, because I'll be really interested to see what you guys are hype about, and if there's anything that like isn't confirmed. Like, we obviously know Luigi's Mansion 3 is going to happen, but like, let's say there's a game that like maybe it might be leaked or something, but we don't know about. Let me know, because that'd be really hype. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Hashtag Porky for Smash.